Supposed to be for 8, but hey. There are people here. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Hello, hello, hello. I thought it wasn't going to be till 8 o'clock, but that's okay. I somehow did something silly and started it sooner, but 8 o'clock I thought it was going to be, and yeah, it's not. It's a little bit after. Long weekend's good. Time versus Clay versus Sam. It is time versus Clay versus Sam. Tired of beating up Jay. We need a real competition, right? I'm going to do a quick Instagram thing here to say that we're live on YouTube for anybody who wants to come hang out. Hello, hello to everybody. Cheers. So anybody was in Where's the Sauce before everyone shows up. What's up, dude? What's your pike setup for up north? Medium heavy rod. Usually, obviously, every rod and rod brand is a little bit different, right? It all depends what you're fishing for. It's so hard. Like I have like 5 or 6 different rods that I use for pike up north, especially anything from lighter setups for like light flies that you can cast back at like fish that you see, call them a throwback, or like heavy, like 8-inch line through, 10-inch line through, stuff like that. So, send me a message. Where's the sauce? Probably the best. I can try to help you figure something out that soon. Like, help you figure something like that out. Say hi, YouTube. You guys are on Facebook. No, what are we? Instagram live story. I'm so old. Come and hang out on YouTube if you want to chat. Cheers. Yeah, see? Say hi. Say hi. How's everybody doing on this fine, what is it, Sunday? Look at this. Trying something I found. Sweet and spicy. Has anybody had one of these? Like, hello. Hello. You should get Jay to cut his hair into a mullet. I would like that. Joey. Hi, Joey. Good evening, Steve. Good evening, everybody. Let's see a catch and cook with Catch and Cook. Yes, I need a catch and cook video soon. Definitely. Good luck, but only caught one only caught one walleye today. Ooh. My nickname's Skinny. Give me a shout out. Hi, Skinny. Pickle bean. I do like the pickle bean one. That's different. Almost tastes like water, actually. Should I shook it first? I don't know. Clayton, question. How do you make time for all these fishing videos with editing, family life? I don't know. I just make time somehow. I edit a lot like after people go to bed, because that's like when I can like sit down for like a few hours and just kind of do my own thing and focus on it. It's hard enough to stay focused in front of a computer for so long as it is. So I would say I don't know how I find the time. Honestly, I just do it. It's really hard to juggle everything and keep everybody like happy and do things for everybody and whatnot. And it's like, sometimes I feel like if I could just go to an office and sit down and like edit for 8 hours, I get way more done. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I could sit in front of a computer for 8 hours straight. Like today I was editing for like an hour, 2 hours. I was like, you know what? I need to go outside. And I went and reset all my leech traps and put new meat in them and all that kind of stuff. So I couldn't sit at a computer for 8 hours. It's so hard. Clayton, where's my custom lake trout ice rod called the Schick Stick? No Schick Stick, but I can tell you that the two lake trout ice fishing rods I was using this year, the Mr. Big and the Slugger, were really good. Jamie, you're a pro, Clayton. That's what you got to do. Just make it happen. I don't know if I'm a pro. I'm a pro donkey, that's for sure. Frank Brown, sup Clay, cheers. What's the best rod for bass, walleye, and maybe some pike? If you're gonna try to find something for like a little bit of you can do like everything with, something that's like a more medium heavy, you want to find something that's like almost in between, right? That's like just bass. So like I would say probably like a medium heavy, something like that would be your best bet for sure. I just bought a rod. It's in my J-Verse Clay. I think it's in my J-Verse Clay. Yeah, it's the Black Ops rod. Oh, I didn't put the actual specs fit though. It's one of the Black Ops by Savage Gear. I'm impressed with their rods. Like, actually blown away with the quality. Not gonna lie. Going back to Wallace in the summer. As of now, Joey, our season is still canceled. With the border still closed, so we're still waiting for the border to open before I can go do any guiding up there. New T-shirt, Pro Donkey. Oh yeah, like with a picture of my face, Pro Donkey. I love it. Yeah. Dason, how's it going? Good. How's yourself, sir? Clayton, you're for sure a pro. I don't know. I just I'm a pro at fishing. I'm not a pro. I'm so not a pro. I'm just a dude that fishes. I hate the word pro. It's like pro, like the guys that are on the Bass Pro tournaments, the Bassmaster and stuff like that. Those guys like are probably legit pros, right? Like I have to find time to still edit and do everything else. I don't get to fish as much as those boys do in that sense. I do have a sponsor from Savage Rods right now, actually Savage Gear in total, Jamie. It's not the only reason I'm representing their rods. To be honest with you, I was only going to do a sponsorship with them for their gear. And then they sent me a couple rods that were like new for this year, I believe, the BattleTech series for Walleye. And honestly, the rods weren't on the table at all. They were just going to send them to me. I was going to use them, see what I thought of them, and I was really impressed. So the sponsorship and the deals that I had coming up for this year for videos were all for tackle. The rods were like something that just ended up being an added bonus. So they are very good. Is there a way I can buy them from you? No, I have no way to like really buy them. I have no codes or anything like that. Just if you ever talk to anybody at Savage or whatever, just say that you watch my videos and you're buying the rods from me, right? Like that's really I think they have enough people in the industry. They see stuff like this and they see people typing stuff like that, and they see that I have an effect on people to buy stuff, right, or at least help push people in the right directions of like what's good and what's not type of thing. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, Jamie. Just use the rod and post about it. Do some Instagram stories or whatever like that. When you get the rod, and say that I was an influence for you to get it. But you'll be impressed with the rods. Floyd, thank you so much for the $30. Hey pal, long time watcher, first time super chatter. Shout out to my two buddies that need a little Claymore J this season. Trevor Cross and Tyler. Hey, that's awesome. You shout your buddies out on here. That's deadly. Thank you very much, Floyd. I have a new bottle, so we're gonna have a shot for you for that super chat. I'll catch up on people's questions and that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna try to take my time with questions or whatever. We're obviously not doing a giveaway, so hopefully the chat won't get too flooded. We can sit down and people that have some questions like that. And there will be some more Clay versus Jay Floyd this year for sure, especially now that we're tied up 2 versus 2. We're probably gonna do some walleye stuff soon. We haven't shot anything yet, but I'm sure in the near future here we'll be shooting some more shots. Cheers to you, Floyd, and to your two buddies, Trevor and Tyler. Cheers. Whew. New bottles. Why do new bottles always taste good? Savage Gear is awesome. Catch lots of pike on the 3D perch and just bought the pulse tail this year. Yeah. Their pike stuff is so unreal. Like, and now I've been using the Ned rig for the walleye. It's actually really impressive. I have a video coming out maybe tomorrow if I get it done, where it's like I fished the whole video with just a Ned rig from Savage Gear. It was so good. Hey Clayton, just filleted my first walleye. Definitely need some practice. Do you have a video on how to fillet walleye? If not, you could do one. James, I probably should do one. Carter's just, maybe he's finished. He was just, he went out fishing today and he brought some walleye back. I taught him how to clean fish like, I don't know, week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. I showed him once, and maybe he's a natural with a knife, but he's killing it. So I do have a pretty good system that I use. So I will do a video for that for sure, James. I'd like to do a video with that and a video for pike at some point. So yes, that is on the list. Jay versus Clay, but you should do a pike or lake trout. Yes, I agree. Definitely agree. Pike videos with Savage Gear lures. I will have some pike videos this year with Savage Gear lures. I do have some in the past with the Shine Glide. That was a really good bait for me for pike. You're welcome, James. No problem. Johnny, greetings from Golden, Colorado. Cheers to you. 2 pickerel, first day, bottom of rapids, silver jigs and minutes. Real slow bite. Real slow. Springtime, slow time. Never forget that. Springtime, slow time. Howdy at the cabin. Good spirit is low. Get on and can't get on and wouldn't want to anyway. Where will you be if you can't go to Lake of the Prairies? Crooked, Fort Capel, Last Mountain. I'm still gonna go to Lake of the Prairies. It's my home water pretty much. And as far as I'm concerned, it's still part of Saskatchewan, so maybe I can't go lots of places in Manitoba, but not going to stop me from going to Lake Prairies because I go by myself. I don't talk to anybody. I don't visit anything. And as far as I'm concerned, people need to stop asking for permission to go places in that sense, and they just need to go. If you're not the problem, where you're going out and you're doing your own thing and you're alone and stuff like that, and not in big groups or whatever, people should leave you alone, in my opinion. Clayton, I caught a thick bluegill with my hands. That's cool. Clay versus Jay Leach trapping. I like that. Cheering for Jets or Oilers? Probably the Jets, I guess, even though I haven't really, not really cheering for either of them, to be honest with you. I haven't really watched a lot of NHL for a long time. How do I get a CSO decal? I'll put the website here, www.claytonschickoutdoors.com. On there, let's see if I can pin this at the top for a bit. Pin message. I have on there of decals, hats, and toques right now. I'm in the middle of ordering more hoodies though at some point. Go Jets, go! Go Jets, go! How are they doing? Like, I know there's a game on tonight. What's the score anyway? Like, I wonder if they're. I think it was 2-0. When the last time I saw in a chat, somebody mentioned in Taro's video. I think they're. Any cons to a tiller over a council? The only con you'll have to a tiller is if you fish with like a girlfriend or your wife and it's a little bit rougher and there's wind, that they don't have something to hide behind. I don't care. I'll sit in the elements all day. I don't really care. But that would be the only con to it that I could ever see, in my opinion. Clay, best bait for bass fishing during the summer. I don't know. I know you don't bass fish, but just curious. I know in the summertime, I think the frog bite can get pretty hot in the lake that I was fishing anyway. So from all my past experiences, you can never go wrong with a wacky style. What's it called? A worm, a necro rig, not a necro, Ned rig. I'm having a brain fart of the name, but a wacky style worm. Like, it's just insane. Like, every time I've used it, it's been good. And one of my buddies, Tyler Binsey, we went down to Louisiana one year to a buddy's pond, and I was like, what should I be using down there? He's like, when in doubt, just use a wacky style. Put it on. Yeah, Senko. There we go. And like insane. So yeah, wacky Senko. Like, I don't know. Clayton, how did you get so awesome? I don't know. I'm definitely not awesome. Or a wacky Senko, both kill the bass. Yeah, definitely. It was good. Like, it was really good for when I went to last bass fishing trip. That's for sure. Not gonna lie, yes, I do have some Not Gonna Lie merch coming soon. He was born that way. Would you want to participate in the 39 hours battle? And if so, who's your go-to teammate? I would definitely like to participate in it. It would be a lot harder than a guy would think, though. Aaron would always be my go-to partner for sure. But like, if I had to pick somebody new that's never fished a competition, I'd probably fish like with my buddy Bumper or something like that. Somebody that is just ready to go hard. My buddy Matty Getzlaff's another one. There's so many people that I would fish with and be comfortable with, but I don't know if I could compete with those guys in terms of, I don't know. I don't know until I did it. In my head, I say I don't, but then it's like I could put together a game plan where I could probably make a run for at least 7 or 8 like fish that people would have a tough time topping. But I think by the 3 days were over, like, I'd be so dead. I'd be so dead tired. Can you weigh the fish along with measuring? Kyle, I might try to weigh some more fish this year. The only reason why I don't weigh a lot of the fish along with measuring is I really try to limit the time out of the water. Like with the bass fishing that Jay and I did for the Jay versus Clay, I was comfortable with weighing them because that was all we were doing. As soon as you start measuring and weighing them, that fish is out of the water for an extra 30, 45 seconds, right? At least, maybe longer. That's kind of why I pick one or the other. And I tell this to a lot of people, in my opinion, a fish will never shrink. So a length measurement is always your true measurement, whereas a weight measurement, they change throughout the seasons. It's not fair to like weigh a giant wall or a walleye in the fall time or say just in the springtime right before they're spawn compared to it is like 3 weeks after they spawn or something like that, right? Like you get such a mixed weight in that sense, right? That's something that's way off. Whereas like a 32-inch walleye is always a 32-inch walleye. It'll never shrink. It could grow, but it'll never shrink. Tell me about that suffix line you got on your side there. Actually, I haven't had a chance to play with this yet. I am using suffix line this year, and this is just the ice mono stuff. So obviously I haven't had a chance to use it yet because it's not ice fishing. I just started using the suffix gear this year. I'm switched over to the 131 G Core braid, and then I've always liked the suffix 832. I was always been a fan of Power Pro in the past, and I just wanted to try some different avenues this year. And suffix, that hat isn't put there intentionally at all. It's just because that's where I put my hat on my little peanut butter jar there that's full of like coins. I always throw a hat there when I come up from a day, and that was the one I threw up there. But I had just had a small chance to work with suffix this year for lines and stuff like that. And yeah, so I'll be using trying a bunch of their stuff out for ice fishing this year. Whatever happened with naming the frostbite lure, it is picked. I guess I picked it. They're gonna make an announcement soon. We went with, for my lure, we went with the Insanity Pepper. Now, why the Insanity Pepper? And it was, somebody made this comment before, but if you go to Google and you search Simpsons Insanity Pepper, this like bright pepper will come up, and it's more red than it is neon, but it's kind of like, it looks like the same, just like if the colors were reversed. And I just think I think it's an awesome name, and I think there's so much I can do with that in the future, right? With everything. So the Insanity Pepper is what the name is. And the person that picked that, I saw their name on Instagram as well as the Frostbite website. They'll be getting a prize. I know what it is. I'm not going to say anything yet, but yeah, they'll enjoy it for sure. Hey Clayton, love the videos. Have a good year of fishing. Well, have a good year to you too. Okay, sorry Marco, I almost missed your super chat. What's the best way to catch 50-inch pike plus beyond just time? What lures, techniques, time of year were the 4 you caught? Wow, that's impressive that you've been paying attention to the 4 you caught guiding. Yeah, I've only ever guided 4 pike over 50 inches in 18 years of guiding. So honestly, it comes down to being in the right place at the right time too. There isn't anything that's going to set you apart from catching a 46 or a 45-inch pike to a 50-inch pike. If you're in an area that you're catching 45, 46, 47-inch pike, it's all a matter of time before that 50-incher is there. It could take weeks, could take months, could take years. But at some point, that 50-inch fish will be in that area too. Not all lakes have 50-inch pike in them either, right? Some lakes will top out at 46, 47 inches. It's not an easy thing to conquer, because the farther north you do go as well for pike, the smaller their growing season is, or the shorter their growing season is. So they could top out at 48, 49-inch fish, right? Like, it's so hard to find that in between. A 50-inch pike is so rare, obviously way more rare than a 50-inch muskie. So rare. But there's nothing you can really do differently, Marco, just besides fish the areas where you've caught your biggest fish. Time of the year, all the times of the year that I caught all my 50s were different times. One was in spring, one was in the summer, two of them were in the fall. One was caught on a fly, one was caught on a line through, one was caught on a Savage 4 play, one was caught on a booker tail. So there isn't any lure that's going to like be better than another lure, if that makes sense. It's just, honestly, it's right time, right place. Okay, so sorry if I missed anybody else's questions there. That was a great question. Cheers to you, Marco. Do I ever fish for muskie? Not often. I'm pretty far away from muskie, so I'd like to get over to Lake of the Woods to do some more muskie fishing. I've done very, very little of it, but I'd like to do some more this year. Have you ever fished in Alberta? I have not fished in Alberta. I don't think. Oh no, I fished the Bow River once when I was like 20 years old or 21 years old or something like that, and that was it. You're welcome, Marco. Sorry, I can't give you a better, like, this is how you do it. You got to be so lucky. I'd love to catch one myself personally. I do deer hunt. I have one, maybe two deer hunting videos on my channel, but they're not actual like hunting. They're more of just like a wrap up thing or whatever. But I plan to do more deer hunting this year, and definitely going to be doing some filming with it. Prairie Custom Rods and Lures. I know I saw you had another question there earlier. I missed it. Looking for a new 19-foot boat. Any recommendations? The boats right now are so hard to come by. I'm looking at possibly next year, possibly a new Starcraft 188T. It's their new tiller series. It looks really sharp. That's one that I'm looking at for possibly next year. Not for sure. We'll see. I've always had my eye on like a Lund Pro Guide as well, or I might still keep my Alumacraft competitor for another year. We'll see. Dason, did you put in for the big game draw? I'm glad you reminded me. I need to get that in. Yeah, I got drawn last year for antelope and mule deer, so I won't be drawn for that. I'll probably zone 99 my elk, so I'll put in for probably just my moose. I do always go for the tillers. The added room for me is just that added bonus. I love the extra room in a tiller boat. I love having my whole like workstation in one little area at the back of the boat. So yeah, 25th is a close date. Thank you for reminding me. I need to do that like pronto. Yeah, I will be with the tiller for a long time for sure. You're very welcome for the reply. If you have amazing fish care like Clayton, you'll be blessed with big fish. 100%, James. Take care of the fish. You're not going to catch a 40-inch pike if you treat your 38-inch pike like crap, right? Like you have to take care of all the fish. Yes, some fish are going to die on you. It's going to happen, but just take care of like every fish that you catch, and you'll be amazed where that will lead you at some point. Clayton, any fly videos coming out? There will be fly fishing videos this year, just nothing filmed yet, but fly fishing is definitely on the radar for sure. Maybe some for walleye, for sure for pike, but maybe some for walleye. We'll see. Hello from Mitchell, Ontario. Just got back from fishing. Wasn't a good day, but it is now that I'm here. Well, cheers to you. Cheers to you, Josh. Welcome back, buddy. I always see your stuff. Thank you very much. Cheers to you. Small fish are still fish too. Yes, you're 100% right. 100%. Favorite rain suit? I've played with a lot of rain suits, like a lot of rain suits in the past. I've wore the Cabela's rain suits. I've wore the Sims rain suits. I wore a Helly Hansen rain suit. What else did I have? I played with the Under Armour one for a bit. That had too many seams. That wasn't any good. Right now I'm running the Striker Adrenaline rain suit, and it seems to be pretty good. I haven't had it like really tested it, but the seams seem really tight, which is a good thing. Any rain suit besides rubber is going to get you wet after like an 8-hour stormy, gross day, no matter what, especially if you're sitting down too. But right now I'm really liking the Striker Adrenaline suit. It's pretty good so far. We'll see what happens after I really get to put it to the test. So FXR Profish rain suit. That's one I haven't tried. I heard good things about it too. Helly Hansen's. Yeah, there's so many. When are you getting announced the winners for the rods? Actually, the winner for the rod was actually announced already. In my video with not my last video, the video before that, I believe. I announced the winner of the rod in that video, and then did announcement for another giveaway in that video. So it is in there. I haven't actually talked to the winner yet, so I need to try to comment him. He must not have seen the video, right? Because if you're watching the video, it's definitely in there for sure. I guess I should have put it in my title, but the winner of the rod has been picked. Brett H, I saw you a couple comments from you. Sup, dude? Hey, buddy. Hope all's well. Hope your move to the new place goes good. T-Tang Outdoors broke my PB pike twice last week, 37 and then 44. That's awesome. Congratulations, dude. 44 is a big fish. Best fish recipe. Love seeing that you catch and keep a few. I'll do some more recipes this year. I'd say my favorite ones are some retosses, and those are like when you like fry your fish up and then you take it out of the pan and like you resauce it with some sauces. like a honey mustard mixed with Frank's sweet chili sauce is really good. We call it a sweet and heat. Another good one is teriyaki with a little brown sugar in there. And it always helps if you saute some onions and stuff like that for sure. Call those my little Asian dishes type of thing. So yeah, those are some of my favorite. I love baked fish too. I just don't do a lot of it. I catch bigger Lakers than Brett. That's awesome. Oh, you too. We'll see if we can get fishing one day for sure. Clayton, I'm from Southern Ontario. I want to do a flying fishing trip with my dad that has trophy walleye trout. Where would you recommend? Where could you catch trophy walleye and trout? That's a good question. Usually, like trophy walleye and trophy lake trout don't go hand in hand. Usually, it's like trophy pike and trophy walleye or trophy pike and trophy lake trout. I'm trying to think where somewhere like that would be good to catch like the biggest of the bigs for both. My personal biggest pike is 47 inches. My own landed guided is 51 and a half. 51 and a half or just 51? Just 51 maybe. Just 51. Wow. I sound like an old guy that's telling stories now. Has Carter taken you fishing his new boat yet? No, he hasn't taken me fishing. Hasn't even asked to take me yet. He's fishing lots though. He went out with his buddy today and he was cleaning fish just a few minutes ago there and doing all that. So he's getting it all figured out and having fun with it. He got a little bit ripped off with this week. Was a little bit crappier week for weather. So I think he's might be done fishing for this week. I'm not sure, but he's got a couple of days off. We're back to work again. Have you picked the new name for the dinner bell? Yes, I went through this already, but it's called the Insanity Pepper. Frostbite will make an announcement with it soon at some point for sure. Sorry if any questions that I have missed, don't hesitate to kind of like re-ask them again throughout here too. I try to keep up with as many as I can. You look so cool and nice. I'm so cool. I'm not cool. When are you going to be on 39 hours? I don't know. I don't know when I will be on 39 hours. I really don't. One day, maybe one day. First, you got to get the whole COVID thing over so they can do another 39 hours. Where's the sauce? Clayton, contact is fantastic, but my boy needs some money. Fingers crossed the border's open soon. Cheers to you. Where's the sauce? I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching the videos. I appreciate you being here from the beginning. You've been a long time subscriber. Thank you. Where's the sauce? I appreciate you hopping out in the moderator chat too all the time. Cheers to you. What's your PB walleye? We always laugh because this gets asked every chat, and I bet you there's some people in here that can answer it. So I'm gonna wait for a minute and see if somebody could answer in here what my PB walleye is. Carter, you don't get to ask that. And hey, I don't want to take you, Clayton, to my hot spots. Yeah, whose spots are you fishing today? Carter Reed. No, whose spots are you fishing today? I'm looking for a new spinning reel under $150. Do you have a recommendation for something 3000 series that's solid? I would look at the Sahara from Shimano is probably pretty good one to start for that. It should be around that like $130. A Shimano Sahara. It's 32 and a half, and Matt was close. It's 13.56 pounds. Yeah. So it's funny that question gets asked every single time, like no matter what. It's like 13.58. That's close. 13.56. The Sedona, as Prairie Custom Rod said, is another good reel too. That would be a good one. Have you ever gone after the sturgeon? I caught a 57-inch through the ice this past winter. If you're ever in Minnesota during ice season, it'd be awesome to get out. That would be very cool. I have caught some sturgeon, both open water and ice fishing. I've only ever targeted them like once through the ice though. Caught one pretty good one. I forget what it was for sure. It was around that 50-inch mark for sure. It's a pretty cool photo to it. Tyler King, where did that go? Moose hunting. Where did I see that? Moose hunting this fall? Yeah. I need to do a moose. Uncle Clayton moose hunting this fall. I really need to do a moose hunt again. I want to go whack a moose in the north somewhere. Really want to. Maybe this year. The real question is Clayton's PB burbot that we really want to know. I don't really know what my PB burbot is. Like 10, 12 pounds, something like that in there, around there. Leeches or worms for spring river walleye. Leeches, I just love leeches. They're so much cleaner, so much easier to maintain, manage, all that stuff. All the only thing nice about worms, though, you can throw them in the fridge and not have to deal with them. Leeches, you have to stay on top of them and clean their water all the time. But dealing with them in the boat, though, yeah. What draws did you put in this year? I'll be putting in for moose. So it'll be zone 99, my elk, and then my antelope and my mule deer tag. I got drawn last year, so I'll only be available to hopefully draw a moose tag this year. And I think I'm on my like 7th or 8th year for a moose tag. I'll go moose hunting probably this year, maybe no matter what type of thing I'm thinking, but because you can get some tags in the north for in our area and stuff like that. So good luck, Mister. We were lucky enough to get a bull tag with a new point system in Ontario. That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you smoke one. Yes, this COVID has messed up my moose hunting and my spring bear hunt. I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay, I'll go through this one more. When are you going to go in the 39 hours? I don't know when the next 39 hours will be. And if the teams stayed the same, I don't know who my partner would be. Bumper would be one I would definitely take. I'd take Carter with me too. Somebody that could just go hard for 3 days. I'd probably wear myself out, I'm sure. I could beat. Could you beat the Conrad Bros in a walleye showdown? I think I could beat the Conrad boys in a walleye showdown, but probably not multi-species. I'm sure they get me there. Walleye though, I feel confident I could. Although it depends on the time of the year. Those boys are on some big walleye though too. Those boys are fishing machines. They catch a lot of good fish, and it's not like all social media show. Like when they post a picture, it's like it's new and fresh. It's not like a lot of people that post a photo. It's like they're dragging on the same photo for like 4 or 5 months. It's the same photo over and over again. Those boys are always posting like a fresh picture. Bye, gotta go. Bye, Avery. Thank you for stopping by. PB biggest fish ever would be my Goliath grouper from the Florida Keys. It was 80 inches and 60 inches girth. It's like we estimated around that 400 to 450 pounds. Giant. You could only pick one, Clayton. Char with Justin Jenkins, Muskie with Jay, or another weird wheel thing with Aaron. Wow. The wheel thing would be fun. It was fun. I don't know. Probably Char with Jenkins because I feel like that opportunity would be very rare. Muskie, I feel like I could get more chances and cracks at some point or another, but a Char would definitely be on my radar or my list for sure. Clayton, what's like the best bait for lake trout? No ice fishing, open water. You're gonna troll. Probably one of the best baits ever to troll is a flatfish T60 chartreuse with black and red dots. It's just so good. Yes, the grouper video is on Uncut Angling. You are correct. Freshwater biggest fish would be probably be my sturgeon then. I forget how big it was. 82 or 83 inches or something like that. In the Fraser River, myself, Maddie Getzlaff, and Jay went to the Fraser River for 10 days. I think that would be it then. Pike pin bones, make a video. Pike Y bone is the problem. The Y bone. I do need to make a video with that for sure. Well, welcome back. For ice fishing, what is ideal size of dragon wrap, slab wrap like to use for walleye for ice fishing? Probably smaller. Honestly, the best style of bait for that I've used, and this isn't because I'm working with Acme now, but the smallest Acme Hyper Rattle is so good in the ice. I don't know why. It's so good. The smallest one they make, I believe it's a 10 gram. It is. It's Carter's favorite too. It's so good. Any 3-day overnighters on the ice at Diefenbaker? I didn't do any 3-day overnighters. The Jenkins 124. Why no ice fishing on Diefenbaker this year? I just never got there. It's a little bit farther to go for me at some point. I would definitely like to do it. I just never. Hopefully, I get there from open water, but I didn't rule out or didn't not want to get to Diefenbaker this winter. It just never happened. Would you recommend antelope hunting? I would recommend antelope hunting. It's a little bit different in terms of like It was a lot of driving around just to locating them, the herds of them. But once you located them, it was fun. Like my hunt for the my antelope this year was super cool. Like I stalked it all the way into a field, and then like laid before this hill, and I laid there for like 20 minutes, half hour, and I was like, it's gonna walk over the hill. I remember laying there and being like, man, I think they must have laid down or they're not coming, right? Because they were walking across the field, and I tried to walk to an area where I could get close to them. And just as I start to look up, I'm like, I saw their heads. I just dipped back down, and they walked over top of a hill. And I only had like a 75-yard shot, it wasn't even far, but it was a really cool experience. So the start of the hunt was very, very boring, but the way what happened at the end, like how what it turned into, was really cool. You can always ask a question. Yes, always. Brett, hello, hello. Hardly anyone knows about pike pin bones. The pike pin bones. I've never really have a problem with the pike pin bones. Just the Y bones. Just the Y bones. Would you rather have 500K subs on YouTube or 750,000 followers on Instagram? 500 subs on YouTube, hands down. To me, YouTube stuff stays there. Like it never goes away. It's always there. Like videos from 2 years ago will still get views. A post on Instagram from 2 years ago, that's gone. Like it's gone. Yeah, you can scroll on somebody's profile and go and see it, but it's gone. The YouTube videos stay there forever. And that's why I put most of my focus on the YouTube stuff, because it can stay relevant for a long time. How do you store your lithium batteries over the summer? I use most of my batteries, but I just charge them up every once in a while. I have them on a shelf inside the garage. I use a lot of them for camera gear and stuff like that throughout the whole year, but I would just like charge them up every couple of months and keep them on a shelf somewhere. It's really all you have to do. Wish I could stay to the end, but had a full day on the lake today and heading back out early. All good, Jamie. All good. It's already been 36 minutes. Probably chat for another 20 minutes, half hour, something like that anyway. So thank you for stopping by. Would you ever buy into or be an owner of a flying camp up north after all your guiding up there? Ben, honestly, no. And it's because I see of how much work goes into it, like how much behind the scenes, all that stuff. I wouldn't get a fish as much as I wanted to, as bad as that sounds. When you own a lodge, you don't get a fish as much as you would like to or think you do. Like our owner at the lodge works ridiculous hours, and he's like, it's always the first one up, right? Last one to bed, works harder than anybody else. And I just don't know. I don't know if I'd have it in me in that sense. Like I'm sure I would if that was my goal or my mindset, hands down. But after working at one for a long time, I don't think owning it in my would be my thing. I'd own maybe like a small guide operation, but it wouldn't be a flying one for sure. The costs that go with a flying camp are outrageous, like outrageous. Biggest bluegill. I've never caught a bluegill. Can you use more than one rod at once in Saskatchewan? No, you can't. You only rod one in the line, one rod for open water. And I actually talk with that in my next video coming up. I was like, I wish I could fish with another rod. When are we doing a Hutman Schick collab? Instant million views. You never know, Eric. You never know. We'd have to get Brett out of it though, right? Like Brett couldn't be a part of it at all. Wanting to record my moose hunt in 2023 in Alaska, what camera besides GoPros would you recommend? If you're looking for like a good vlog style camera, this one right here, actually, this is a Canon G7X Mark II. Now you're not going to get like your zoom in shots, obviously, right? But for doing like your vlog style stuff, it takes awesome photos. It does a good job of videos. That would be something I would recommend for sure. As far as like quality cameras in terms of like trying to zoom in for a shot or stuff like that, that is really not even something I could answer for you. I really wouldn't know. Canon G7X Mark II though would be a good one. What are you going to do for a 50K sub special? Well, Joey, the plan was to do some kind of giveaway for like a fish with me thing. And maybe that'll just be delayed at some point, but I don't really know. 50K is like obviously like a milestone, but it's like, to me, it's like the 100K is like the real milestone, right? Like I'll be super pumped when I hit 50 and I'll probably do something, but the 100K is like the long-term goal, right? Like once I've hit 100, it's like I can just retire and never make a video again. No, just kidding. I would never do that. I'd probably pump out more videos even. Brett, hey Clayton, I've been reading about gourd pea slang and 6-inch plus swim baits, 3/4 ounce, 1-inch jig for big walleyes. Any experience going this big? Yeah, it can be accomplished for sure, but I don't know. Gourd is gourd. You can talk what to do with all these big walleyes and all that, and be a big professional about any types of fishing, but until you spend time on like each lake, and like yeah, maybe that worked out for his lake, but I don't think it would really work for what we're doing, to be honest with you. Maybe he can prove me wrong and come do it, but it just wouldn't work at Last Mountain. The way he's explaining it. Is there other things you can do to catch big fish? Yeah, for sure. But when after the spawn time, when a big female leaves the shallow water to re-energiate, what's the word I'm looking for? Re-energize, they're not looking to eat like at all. Like that first like week after their spawn, they're not eating anything. They're just sitting and sulking and pouting. And then they'll start to eat eventually, but they're not eating right away. Like probably could take a week and a half after their spawn for sure, but they'll move back up into the shallow warm water and start eating too, where all the bait is for sure. If you're trying out a new lake for lake trout, what depth structure do you typically look for? I always seem to usually start shallow and then move deeper. Springtime, you can fish. You want to fish a lot of more your shore areas that are closer to shore. Walleyes don't spawn out in the open water like say lake trout would. Walleyes are going to be spawning up creeks or near like shoreline. So in the springtime, I'm always like fishing shoreline stuff for the most part, and then branch out to later in the year, basically, to like some mid-lake structure and all that stuff. But early season, always start out shallow, and then in terms of structure, I try to look for something usually that's got like transitions to it, whether it's like mud to weeds, mud to sand, sand to gravel, rocks to mud, something like that. Some kind of transition. Transitions are like your key a lot of the times. Later in the year, big mud flats can be really good. That's got lots of insects in it. That's gathering bait fish, and then those walleye will transition to big mud flats and stuff like that. But early in the year, lots of transitions. Transitions. Ever think about doing a Mille Lacs, Minnesota walleye video? I doubt it. Honestly, it's so far for me in that sense, and I have so much good walleye fishing up here. I don't think I'll ever get down for something like that. Appreciate you sharing the knowledge you worked hard to earn with us. You're very welcome. And always keep in mind too that like anything that I am sharing isn't like the Bible. It isn't like the only thing that you can do or the only way to be done. It's just things that I've done in the past that work for me. There's obviously lots of other techniques that always work. How long do leeches last and how do you properly take care of them? I'm going to do a video on this soon, but you can make your leeches last all year. You just have to change their water frequently, but change their water with well water or like rainwater or slough water or something. Don't use water from your taps, but you can make your leeches last all year. Just change their water as soon as it gets to be a little bit dirty, and make sure you take out any dead ones, because the dead ones they'll give off like an ammonia and they'll kill all the leeches in your little container or containers. And try bigger containers too, right? Like the more walleyes you have, or the more leeches you have, the bigger container you need. I am going to make a video on that at some point. Are the Savage Gear Ned baits similar to the Z-Man Ned baits? I think they're a different style of plastic, Joey, but they work really well, though. I'll tell you that much. But I think they're a little bit different plastic, but they really hold up. Like I caught with one the other day. I caught like 40 walleye, a big carp, pike, and the one minnow was like in perfect condition still. Will you be getting Mega Live when it's released? I should be getting it when it's released. I just don't know when that will be. Taro, do bloodsuckers work? I'm a bloodsucker and I work. Ha ha. I just want to be like Taro when he's around. Like Taro's so amazing. He's just like off the wall. Taro, you're so off the wall. I love you, buddy. Good. You had a nice little good live chat tonight. Wade, hello. Jackson, go Jets, go. What's the score in the game anyway? Clayton, you ever catch 3-pound crappie in 12-inch plus bluegill? If you ever wanna, I would keep that in mind for sure, Steve. That sounds amazing. Have you ever caught your own leeches with a trap? I do all my own leech trapping, Pond Girl, like all of my own leeches. Where is Cindy tonight? She's probably upstairs staying away from me because, well, time away from Clayton is good, right? So I'm sure she's up there listening away, making sure that everybody's behaving. Jets 154. Wow. What's your biggest largemouth? 8.5 pounds. I think, I don't know what the decimal was, but it was 8.5. I caught it in Falcon Lake in Texas, the Texas-Mexico border. I caught that fish, and then later in the day, Mark Tully, he caught a 9.5 pounder. So Clayton, our silver carp problem up there? No, we don't have a silver carp problem where I am. Oh, there's Cindy. Biggest smallie? I think only like 3.5, maybe 4 pounds at the most. And that would have been with Jay out. We did some fishing one year. We went down to the Rainy River and did some sturgeon fishing, and swung up Lake of the Woods somewhere and did some smallie fishing. I did a bunch of smallie fishing last year, all for a day in Rocky Lake, but I never caught anything really big. I don't have an official like biggest smallie, so maybe that'll be a goal this year, is to try to catch a smallie and call it my new PB or something. Make one of those videos. Yeah, my new PB, unbelievable. Didn't think I was gonna catch this fish. Like to try the pie pan method to catch leeches. Yeah, the pie pan works so good. What's so special about Mega Down imaging? I really like the Mega imaging, like the 360 and the side imaging. I use my down a little bit, but the nicest thing about the down imaging, say if you come across something on your 2D imaging and it's like a big clump, and you're like, is that one fish or is it two fish? If you turn to your down imaging, you'll see it. It literally, if it's multiple fish, it'll break up into like different. You'll just see the fish, plain and simple, be like mark, 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 mark. Where if it's like, is that one big mark, it'll be like one big mark. So it's just like everything's just a little bit more detail in terms of like your 2D image, your 2D normal scanning. I forget what the proper technology is. I'm not very good with words in that sense. If I'm fishing pike and shallow weeds in the summer and catching a lot, in the winter time for ice fishing, where have those pike moved, or have they even moved? They probably haven't moved very far. Pike, I find, don't like, they'll move for their spawns and whatnot, but like I find pike to be super territorial in the sense where they'll hang out in like an area for like maybe their whole life. Because I know that for a fact, because like up north, and it could be a bigger area than you'd think, but we've caught like the same pike multiple times and like over like years, right? Like I have a picture of a pike that I caught in 2017, 18, and 19, all within 100 yards of each other. Granted, it was all around that summertime area, right? So where they'd be in the winter, I don't obviously know for sure, but they shouldn't move. They shouldn't move much further away from where you're catching them in the shallow weeds in the summer. Like try even a little bit shallower, right? Or maybe your closest what's the word I'm looking for? Your closest drop off, like your first break line of the lake. Like lots of lakes will have like multiple break lines where it'll be like a slow transition from shore, and it'll go from like 10 to 20 feet or 10 to 15 feet, and then it'll have another slow transition. All of a sudden it'll be another break line, right? Like that first break line of the lake can like be a really good one to find those pike. Maybe it's right near shore. Maybe it goes from like 0 to 5 feet. Maybe that's your first break line, right? Like I'm fishing a lot of lakes right now where right next to shore, that first break line, that 0 to 5 feet is the hot spot, right? Like it all depends. And that's talking walleye, but the pike should be around those areas too, I would think. Why doesn't Saskatchewan start a master angler program? I don't know. I think maybe some funding, and maybe that'll be something will happen at some point. Saskatchewan does kind of have a fish hunt sector now that's happening, so I could see something like that happening at some point. Send me some pics on Instagram, Steve. If not, you can also email claytonschickoutdoors@gmail.com. Taro, you still guiding? Yes. Taro, are you still guiding right now? Like, what's the story? Like, are all your boat launches shut down? Can you guide? Like, I always feel bad for you guys out there. Like, you got even way worse than us. Way worse than us. She's been a while since a live. Yeah, I haven't had a live chat for a little while. Cheers. It's been a while. Asher, why are you sad? Taro, teach me how to crappie fish too. Herdmaster Angler program is starting this summer in Saskatchewan. Yeah, it could be for sure. I need to get in touch with Tourism Saskatchewan to see if they'd like to do anything this year. I guess not even Tourism Saskatchewan's Hunt Fish Saskatchewan. I think I'm the black sheep of Saskatchewan. They don't really like me. Manitoba likes me better than Saskatchewan, I think. How are you liking the Savage rods? So far, so good. I haven't played with any of the bigger pike stuff yet. The pike rods, I will soon, but the walleye rods have been really good. Really good. Biggest fish you guided Cindy to? She has caught a 40-inch pike and a 39-inch lake trout. Oh, and then last year she caught a 28 or 28 and a half inch walleye. She was dragging a leech. I remember her going, I'm snagged. And I'm like, I see like rod, gotta do this. I'm like, you're not snagged. She reeled her in. She got him. She got him. So she's caught some nice fish. 40-inch pike, 39-inch lake trout, and a 28. I think it's 28 and a half or 28, something like that. Can't remember for sure. Maybe it's 28 and a half because I think I caught a 20. No, I caught a 29-inch that day. Yeah. Can you come and slam some smallies on Mille Lacs? I would like to do that one day for sure. For sure. Asher, and they died. What? Why are you sad, Asher? I missed it. Obviously, something happened. I'm sad. Is this live right now? Jeremy, yes, it is live. It is live for the next 10, 20 minutes. It is live. I just watched the Oilers lose. Can you cheer me up with some advice on chasing a 30-incher on Lake of the Woods? I mean, normally fisher must be blowing a hone to my walleye angling skills. Get the Humminbird Lake Master map card. Find some mid-lake structure. And I've never fished there ever type of thing. So I'm just saying this is what I would do. I'd find some like mid-lake structure stuff and I would focus on that somewhere between like 22 to 31, 32 feet, somewhere in there. That's got deep water nearby. And I would fish all those humps until you found a big walleye. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Excuse me. Does water temp matter for catching leeches? Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the whole leech thing. Like one day can be good, the next day not. Excuse me. I don't know really the rhymes or the reasons of the whole leech thing. Sometimes they're shallow, sometimes they're the deeper pie plates are better, sometimes the shallow ones, sometimes it's a warmer water, colder water. I don't really know. I'm still trying to figure that all out, but I definitely don't think you want it too cold. I seen you mention me on Facebook post with a Rafferty reservoir. Yeah, I had deleted my comment, Jeremy, but I commented on your post there. I was just really disappointed that they deleted or they disqualified all the people's fish for an open mouth, which I understand was like a big no-no, right? But from what I understood was that you didn't know that they were disqualified till after, so you had no chance to really replace them in that sense. So I think I just would have went about it differently if the fish I would have took off 10 centimeters, right? Or something like that, at least to keep you in the hunt or something like that, I think, for those fish. Because it's like, yeah, you could take off an inch and a half, 2 inches of the fish, and it wouldn't have took off that much if you would have closed the mouth type of thing. Because it does make a difference. A closed mouth and an open mouth on a bump bar definitely matters. But you could take off more than what would have been if the mouth was closed, so it's not like you're getting an edge, and then at least you're still in the hunt. So I just was really disappointed how I saw how it was handled in that sense, where it was all disqualified like right away instead of penalties. I think there should have been penalties instead of a disqualification. I think it make the penalties large, right? Like large. But like say you would have caught a 30-inch walleye and you had a little bit of an open mouth, instead of DQing the fish, we'll take off 4 inches. You've still caught the fish. 26-incher was still going to be like a giant fish for that tournament and still probably help you win it or catch like the biggest fish of that tournament in that sense. So I believe disqualifying the fish completely was the wrong thing. There should have just been a large penalty, in my opinion. I made that comment on there and I deleted it because I'm sure I just would have ruffled some feathers, but I just really open mouth, the walleye is shorter. No, Jeremy, the open mouth, the walleye is longer, honestly. Open mouth makes the walleye longer. It does. When you open the mouth and you put it up there and it's open, close the mouth when it's on the bump board. You'll notice you'll notice it will literally like it will get smaller. Open mouth will make the fish longer, 100% every time. So that's they're okay for saying there's no open mouth, but it will make the fish longer with an open mouth. It really will. But like I'm saying, they just should have did, in my opinion, they should have did a giant penalty instead of a straight disqualification, in my opinion. I'm still trying to think how I feel about this. Sweet and spicy Matt's Clamato. Not amazing. It's not much spice to it. It's more sweet than anything. It doesn't taste like a CSO at all. Did I just say a CSO? It doesn't taste like a Caesar. I saw a CSO right there. I was reading. I had the worst nightmare ever. CSO makes a day better. You know how that thing is when your mouth, your brain's thinking one thing, your mouth says another, and your eyes see one thing. It's just yeah. Well, I'm very sad you had the worst night ever. I'm guessing because the Oilers lost. Favorite beer? Favorite beer? Probably one of my favorite ever was the Land Shark down in Florida. I know it's pretty lame in that sense, but the Land Shark was really good. Really good. Try the premix Smirnoff ones. Clamato has the best juice. Smirnoff has the best premix. Oh, I'll try that. Do you target Lakers or Cisco's in the summer? I do target Lakers, not Cisco's. If so, how do you fish them? Troll, jig, and cast. Kind of do everything, to be honest. Kind of do it all. Taro knows what he's talking about. Taro does know what he's talking about. Wish I could hang out longer tonight, but wanted to thank you for your top tier knowledge and next level entertainment. Keeps me eager for as the stay-at-home order is over. Get outside. Heck yeah, Tyler. Cheers to you. Thanks for stopping by. I'll probably chat for another 10 minutes type of thing here anyway. So branding opportunity. Matt's CSO. Yes. Mott's CSO branding. I like it. It's all scales here in the South. When will Clay versus Jay episode 5 come out? We haven't filmed Clay versus Jay yet, 5, so who knows? At some point. Oh, that was Taro. I missed it. If HR Truth ain't no use. You know it, buddy. You know it. Oh, yeah, the Oilers haven't won anything yet, right? It's like 3-0, eh? Ooh, not good. Not good. I miss you on Boundary by one day. I was there Sunday. So I was actually there on Boundary on, I want to say Thursday. I just delay my post sometimes like a day or two later because I don't want people to know where I always am at that point. I was listening to Meat Eater podcast and one of the conversations that they're having about fishing, and Stephen Rella mentioned he had heard about it. If it ain't chartreuse, ain't no use. Really? I'll have to listen to that then. The Meat Eater podcast. That's really cool. They're cool. I think Jay's doing some stuff with them at some point. So that's really cool if you heard about that. That's awesome. Jay needs to brew beer. Jimmy's Perch Pilsner. That's awesome. Favorite thing about your channel is that you fish. Trolling is boring to watch. Trolling is boring to watch. I agree completely. I agree. We hammered the walleye. I'm sure you did out there. The walleye are definitely snapping on Boundary. And I'm sure they were at Rafferty too. No, there's no giveaway today. Jay was fishing on the lake I live on for Clay versus Jay Bass. That's cool. That's cool. You should have showed him all your hot spots, Joey. You should have got you some brownies and you could have showed him all the hot spots. I can't believe I actually beat Jay. Can't believe I beat him. Got lucky. Favorite beer? I'm trying to think if there's any other favorite beers. Pikes are biting out at Nipawin, Saskatchewan. I would like to get up to Tobin, Nipawin at some point here. I really need to get up there, actually. I love pike fishing, too. Tell us a joke. Okay, you ready? Clayton Schick. 32.5. Yes. I love when you smoke Jay. I love when I smoke Jay, too. It's the best. Have you ever fished on the Souris River? No, I have not. It's a giveaway every time he goes live. He gives away live free advice and knowledge he's learned over the years. I don't even know if it's even advice anymore. I think it's just spewed out of my mouth. Any new merch coming out? Yes, Dason. We're working on some Not gonna lie merch, and a few other things too. A few other things. What's your PB pike on Lake of the Prairies? 46 inches. How many mounted fish do you have? 0. I have no mounts of any fish at all. Do I fish barbless? I do on the lakes that I have to fish barbless. Other than that, I don't fish a lot of barbless. And only because I'm very good at taking hooks out of fish quick and myself if I needed to. But I think there's nothing wrong with fishing barbless in that sense. Like when you do get a hook deep or whatever, right? Like you can make a mess of things quick. So especially if you don't know what you're doing and how to like back a hook out properly and quick. So it's definitely not something that a guy shouldn't do more often. You have to come to Beaver Island, Michigan for amazing smalleye fishing. I will Google that. Beaver Island, Michigan. I will. Clay versus Conrad's battle for the Sasky crown. The Conrads will kick my butt, I'm sure. Clayton the Stick Chick merch. Yes, that would be good. Do you fish mostly in Manitoba? No, I fish mostly in Saskatchewan, probably. Maybe it's half and half. Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Can we get an artificial show chasing marble eye? Sure. How about tomorrow or the next day? I'm editing a video right now that is 95% artificials for walleye. Yeah. I'm sure you've been ready, Dason. I've been told that anybody that orders merch on the Teespring to like size up a little bit. I believe my husband and I make a drinking game. I'm not gonna lie. It's How I Met Your Mother thing. That's what do they say on How I Met Your Mother? I know it's the newscast. The bottom. Whenever they say bottom, I think it's bottom. I know that. Do you have links in the description on equipment you use, my man? I have the links on the description of my videos. I don't have like direct links to that exact like the product, but the companies that I'm using. I need to get better links for that. I'm trying to work with Savage too at some point, getting links better for their rods and stuff like that. Their European site is so good. Their American site needs a little bit of work, I think, for their website. So hopefully you'll do that at some point or it'll get better. Can we get a drop shotting video for walleyes? Possibly. I don't do a lot of drop shotting, period. I really don't, but maybe. Would beef liver work for trapping leeches? Yes, it sure would. Beef liver would work great. You can use less meat than you think. I've honestly learned too that walleye heads too, like after you clean a fish, works really good as well. Just they don't last as long in a trap to say like a beef liver will or stuff like that. But walleye heads work great too. Any northern Sask fishing videos coming up? I'll probably do some fishing up in northern Saskatchewan this year. I think I'm going to go to Amisk Lake at some point for sure. Maybe hit up Jan Lake or something like that. I'm going to go on some more tours this year. I'm going to just like do some more 2, 3, 4 day camping trips and just go to lakes that I've never even fished before and just have a little adventure in that sense. So lots of different lakes coming up for sure. Do you have any AIS by you? No, our zebra mussels are good. We have no zebra mussels where any of the stuff that I'm fishing. So I'm very lucky in that sense so far. Lake Erie is a phenomenal walleye fishing. Yes, you guys it's unbelievable down there. Unbelievable. Well, we've been on for an hour and 3. Let's do 7 more minutes in case anybody's got questions yet, and then we'll wrap her up. Clay, love your videos. Not sure if you're familiar with my brother's channel, Ben Stone Fishing, but yourself and Jay are huge inspirations for him, and he's come a long way. I am familiar with his channel, actually. I think he got on with Canal Gratis too. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was him. I think, but yeah, I've been watching his videos and he's definitely doing good, right? The videos will keep getting better and better, right? Like maybe everybody's videos keep getting better and better as they go. Besides mine, and mine just also boring in my opinion, but everybody gets better as they keep going, right? Like even if anybody watched like Taro's latest video today, right? Like adding some underwater footage mixed in with it and all that stuff, right? Like everybody always finds a way to like kind of up their game as you go type of thing. So yeah, Ben's doing good. Good for him. I'm glad we can inspire him to do some stuff like that he likes. You're not boring. I know. I hate trying to. I'm a very humble person in the sense where it's like I don't want to ever make myself think that I'm better than anything or whatever, right? Like a good portable fish finder. Honestly, the Helix 7 all season is great for everything in terms of ice fishing, portability, put in your boat, any of that sense. The all season Helix 7. Look at that one. It's probably that would be my go-to Fly versus jerk. We need another fly versus jerk. I love fly versus jerk. Do you use a zero lines card? Do you need the computer program? I do use a zero lines card. I do stuff on the computer, but you don't have to. You can get away with doing just using the zero lines card itself. But I would definitely recommend it. Making your own maps and auto charting is a great way to advance your own fishing. At what point do you recommend using leader wires? Haven't used them this year. Haven't got bitten off yet. I honestly use wire leaders for all of my pike fishing just because I've had pike bite through 80, 100-pound fluorocarbon. It's always on the hook sets that it happens. Once you take a hook deep and you set it, and then they're like, their tooth ends up going halfway through the leader, and then when you set it, it just like, it never breaks it off like this way, like shear the line this way, like right down it. It's crazy. So I always use wire for any type of pike fishing, because why would you want to throw that chance away of, say, catching a 45, 50-inch pike, say, and it breaking off because you didn't use wire leader, right? Like, you're not going to get a lot of chances for great big pike. So the chances that you do get, you have to capitalize on. Clayton, have you seen NDY Yak Angler? How do you think people like him just catch big fish? But the ones I catch are half his size. Is it purely a spot? I don't watch his videos, to be honest, so I'm not sure. But a lot of it's a spot. A lot of it, honestly, is just time on the water. If you spend 2 days, he probably spends 4 days, right? It's just time on the water. Are you going to make your own cooking spice like Jay? Probably not, because he kind of did it first, and that's, I don't know. Maybe I could make something and throw it in with his line, but that's kind of his thing, and I'm going to help him support it for as long as I can. I need to come up with something cool, make my own thing and make some money off of something like that would be a smart thing. But until then, I'll just keep supporting anybody like Jay and anybody else that I'm working for. I can, but catch and cook is a brilliant idea, like brilliant. Just wanted to stop by and say hello. Can't wait for 50,000 subs. Congrats, buddy. See ya. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate you stopping by. What's your favorite fish to catch? Probably lake trout. Probably Lakers. Pike is the closest up there too. Walleye's there. I don't know. I like them all. I really do. I really do like them all. If I had to choose one fish only, it'd probably be lake trout for freshwater. Probably. Do I use catch and cook? I do, and I was actually very surprised with how good it was. It's actually really, really good. Do you have a favorite moment from your 2020-21 ice fishing season? I do have a favorite moment, but that's not coming till November. Caught a giant trout, and there's still 2 videos to come. And I think on my first ice fish, my first open water season, I did like a quick clip of it. And that was it. And I caught a pretty big lake trout, which is to come here in, I won't be releasing that video till probably like November. I've got 2 ice fishing videos to come out. They'll be in November. No question. Just popping to say hi. Hope everyone has a lovely evening. Well, that is amazing. I hope everybody has a lovely evening as well. Adam, that's so nice of you to say. And I hope everybody, same as you. Hope everybody has a great evening. Final try, and maybe I missed the answer, but after the Clay vs. J Bass episode, what do you prefer, smallies or largies? Largie fishing is so much fun. Like, I had a blast that day. I would say probably largies. I'd prefer it. I think just because of the way I was fishing for them. But yeah, largies. Ever go duck hunting? Actually, Carter, I guided for ducks and geese for probably 10 or 12 years. I trained my own chocolate lab. I've done a lot of duck hunting in the past. So I have done some duck hunting. Any hunting videos on the way? Hopefully this fall. I would say hopefully this fall. I just use 50-pound braid for pike. Hey, everybody uses something different, right? Like, whatever works for you. That's why I say whatever I'm doing is just like, is what I use and what works. It's not a must do, right? Everybody does something different. Have you had any luck with a Savage Gear line through pike swim bait for pike, or have you used any of the line through swim baits? I have crushed pike on the line through trout, like crushed. And the other one that I like now is, I'll be doing some videos on this year, is the perch paddle tail one, the line through perch paddle tail, thumper tail. I forget what it's called, but it's a line through perch. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's really good. Thanks for all the tips. Have a great night. You're very welcome, Carter. Very welcome. What would be your favorite lure for early ice off lake trout? If you're gonna troll, probably troll into flatfish or a line through trout, like a 10-inch line through trout, something like that. Something slow, doesn't have to be fast, and just put in a pile of time. Long line, lots of line because you're not fishing deep. You're usually fishing a little bit shallower. So like double, triple your line that you're putting out would be my biggest tips for that for sure. Get it far away from the boat. Marlin Bates, Clayton would be a sweet for you to make your own lure. Yeah, Marlin Bates is so good. I just don't have the time to make my own lures. Like it's so much time, so much time. Like you know what I mean? Like it's so hard to do everything. So hard to do everything. I'm thinking of getting a new boat from the Flin Flon area. Any recommendations for that area? I'd say like something a little bit smaller for a tiller that you can fish all those lakes up there, right? And get it, and but still be able to fish some of the bigger lakes like Athapap and the Cranberries and Simon House too. Like something like 18 feet, like a Lund Pro Guide, a Lumacraft Competitor 185. There's a new StarCraft 188T that looked really good, something like that with a little bit wider gunnel probably that can handle a little bit bigger water, but also something that's not too big. And I believe you'd probably want to do aluminum up there too and not fiberglass. Great channel. What type of wire leaders do you prefer for pike? I prefer American fishing wire, AFW, 7x7 strand, nylon coated. 26-pound for smaller lures, 40-pound for medium lures, 65-pound for bigger lures. It's the best tileable wire that I've ever used. It's really good. What shades do you use? I don't think I have them here, but I use Casa Del Mar's. They're, in my opinion, they're probably the best sight fishing lens that you can get out there. Their polarization lenses are so good. I feel you, Clayton. Thanks for all you do. Wish me luck on the Walleye League tournament. Good luck to you. You don't need it. Just give her all. Give her all. On that note, you guys, it's been an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up. So I do appreciate everybody coming out, asking some questions. If you have other questions that you really wanted to ask, but I never got to, put them in the comments below in this video, and maybe I can try to get to them. If I don't get to them, I apologize, but I do try to get to as many questions as I can. Thank you so much, everybody, for all the support lately. Lots of videos to come yet this summer. I appreciate it all. You guys are all the best. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody, for the super chat that did leave. Cheers to all of you guys. And any questions that I did miss, I do apologize. I really hate missing questions. Bye, everybody. Cheers. We'll do this again probably within a week for sure.